Hello and welcome back to the Cine Club podcast. I'm Rhys.
I'm Billy.
And I'm Jake. Today we're discussing Perfect Blue and Black Swan, the second of which was suggested for Cine Club by our own editor, Emily. The two films that, while seeming vastly different on the surface, have had a lot of comparisons drawn between them through their themes and subject matter. Were they both as good as each other, or did one in particular take your preference?
Perfect Blue.
Perfect Blue. Yeah.
Perfect Blue. Boom.
Yay.
Okay.
End of the episode.
Wow.
No, Black Swan is still pretty good.
Yeah.
It's, well, like, out of my ranking for the films that I've seen this year, it's like, Black Swan's still up there and Perfect Blue's just a little bit ahead. It's, like, I just think, obviously Perfect Blue was the original and it sort of handles it a lot more effectively and concisely compared to Black Swan.
Yeah.
What do you mean by it?
Well, just the subject matter.
The subject matter, okay. Because here's the thing, right? I am a slight defender of Aronofsky in this case. I don't, like, everyone I saw is acting like it is a frame-by-frame remake.
It's not a frame-by-frame remake,
not exactly
but it's
the same.
very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They are similar subject matter. But, well, first off, should we talk about the similarities? Like, what is the same about it? Obviously, we
The
have
story.
we'll have
Some of the shots.
Yeah, really. Oh yes, they
A
are.
lot of the
yeah,
shots.
Some of the shots are. Yeah, some of the shots are quite the characters. Not
You're
really.
really going in on this.
Not really. You're an absolute hater. Wow.
I'm not an absolute hater. I just at the time it was really annoying being the only one who knew how much it had lifted exactly from Perfect Blue. And like I say, I'm the same. I think Black Swan's really good, and I still really enjoyed Black Swan for what it is. And it took us on a whole other emotional journey of like, this is like so perplexing and it's really deep, and it's got plenty of stuff Perfect Blue doesn't have. I think the performances in Black Swan are really good.
Yeah.
And like for what it is, it's great. But it is a very similar film to Perfect Blue, and if you've seen Perfect Blue first, which I had at that point, and I'd seen Perfect Blue not that long before, I just remember thinking, oh, this is good, but I'd rather be watching Perfect Blue.
Wow.
If you know what I mean.
Okay.
But like I say, I'm not saying that in the sense that like that Black Swan is a bad film, because it's not. It's still really, really good. Yeah. It's just a slightly more sauceless version.
Do you think that Black Swan's only good because Perfect Blue's good?
No. I think, well, it's like a snake eating its own tail, because like, would Black Swan exist if Perfect Blue didn't exist? But like Black Swan works in its own, like, it works on its own. The ending's like completely different. There's no like imposter in the same way that there is in Perfect Blue, really. Because it's just Natalie Portman being like schizophrenic.
Yeah.
So like it does vary enough so that it's not like a carbon copy. The similarities are there, but like not to like an egregious degree to me.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. See, I don't think it's like as much of a remake as I think people think it is, because I was scrolling Twitter, big mistake, a few days before I watched Perfect Blue, and I saw this tweet that said, "Oh yeah, like there's no bigger like thief in Hollywood than Aronofsky taking Perfect Blue and making it in Black Swan."
Yeah, like,
and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I know Black Swan's just like a shot-for-shot remake, isn't it?" Like,
it's really not.
It's not. It's its own film. It stands apart in its own right.
Well, yeah,
I think
because like Perfect Blue, it's someone transitioning from pop star to actress, and like all the sort of things that come with that. While Black Swan, it's about ballet. So it's like apples and oranges.
Yeah. Do you think it'd be the same because Darren Aronofsky reportedly doesn't like to give credit to
this is the thing that bothers us
for
about it.
Black Swan?
Like, really?
Yeah. He says, "Oh, was there any inspirations? Any anime inspirations?" Hint, like nudging him. He's like, none. No, I've never Perfect Blue. Never heard of it.
They've tried to bait like some sort of credit to Satoshi Kon out of him multiple times, and he refuses to give that. And I think that's pretty scummy. And I think in like I say, in a time that we live where we're like cutting down on so many directors, taking the lazy way out and doing all of these sort of things, I think the way that he got away with that so scot-free, won shitloads of Oscars for that film. And like I say, and it's a combination of that, and also it bugs us that I just know for a fact if Black Swan was released nowadays as a Netflix original and it was called Perfect Blue, people would go apeshit. They would say this is the worst film ever made. And it's, and like I say, it's not a frame-by-frame remake. It's not. But a lot of these remakes aren't that similar anyway. And just food for thought, if that was, the context it was released in, people would hate it. They really would.
Yeah,
I think
didn't they make like a Netflix Lupin remake or something, or was that just like completely coincidental?
They did, yeah.
Where he was like bold and French or something.
Well, that was interesting because that was more of a Netflix adaptation of the French novels, which the anime also was sort of adapting, but it took quite a lot of nods from the anime, which I thought was quite cool because it was kind of a blend of both.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what I mean? Like I'm not. I sound like I'm ragging on Black Swan, but if
you are.
I am. I know.
There's venom in your voice.
But do you know what? But do you know what I mean? Like, if that context changed, like Twitter would everyone would go insane. People would be up in arms, and like
people would be like canceling Netflix, and like it would be remembered like the same as like Netflix Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, exactly that.
Like just as a remake that is embarrassed about the original.
Yes,
in a way. Yeah,
exactly that. Yeah, that's the thing.
See, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like if Aronofsky gave credit to
it's clobbering time.
Christ.
I think if he gave credit
if he gave a bit of credit,
then it would be seen more as an homage than a rip-off.
Yes, exactly.
But because he's so like, oh, Perfect Blue, what's Perfect Blue? like about it. Then
well, it's the same reason why people getting mad about Avatar really annoys us, because the whole criticism people have with Avatar is that it's not original enough, which makes
Avatar.
Like Avatar,
not The Last Airbender.
Not The Last Airbender, like James Cameron's Avatar. People exactly that. People rag on James Cameron's Avatar because it's like not original enough, but like who decides that? Like, because there's plenty of things out there.
Nothing's original.
Nothing's really that original. It's like the biggest criticism everybody, and this was such a thing when the sequel was coming out. People went nuts about like Avatar was never good, it was only good because it was 3D. It's unoriginal, it's uninspired, it's just a rubbish film. James Cameron should be ashamed.
No, you shouldn't.
I don't have a problem with Avatar. There's like nothing about that where I thought, oh, this is ripped off from something else.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. It's a similar story to other things.
Yeah.
But a lot of this stuff is. So it's like, it's that sort of weird thing where people just decide, oh, somebody said that Black Swan's a
exactly.
rip-off
I think it's just
Perfect
a
Blue.
weird case where people have picked up on it.
People
like,
pick up on it.
Heard on the grapevine, so just start believing it.
Exactly
more.
that. Because there's so many other films you could say stole stuff from anime.
Yeah, there's so much to love about Black Swan as well. Again, Natalie Portman's great in it.
Exactly.
There's the body horror elements, which Perfect Blue just doesn't have
That's true,
at
which
all.
I thought were really
the whole
cool.
thing of turning into the Black Swan, I love the effects. I love I feel like it's a lot more psychologically weird than Perfect Blue is. Although Perfect Blue, it can get there. It gets there at times.
You've got like that
towards the
stalker
end.
nutcase. Like one of my favourite shots in it, where it's just like the dingy, horrible room with all the posters while she's just stood next to him glowing.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It is really cool.
Yeah, that whole element, it just isn't there. Like, the main characters there, Mima and Nina, obviously.
I mean, come on. This is what I mean. This is what I was saying at the time. This is why I wound us up so much.
Mima and Nina are there.
Yeah.
Right? But Black Swan feels more like a story about, from the ballet side, it's more of a story about the history of ballet and how it's always been a systematic exploitation of women.
which is totally different.
Which is good because the manager, and that's the evil,
Vincent
horrible
Cassell, I'm going to kiss you now.
Like,
yeah.
But then you say that it's completely different, but like, in Perfect Blue, it sort of it goes into that, like how to be considered a serious actress, she basically has to like bear it all,
expose herself,
film a rape scene to try and
establish
herself and all that, and
the criticism of the mediums, the industries, is still there. Like the Japanese idol industry is all about that as well. It's all about.
Well, I think it is done more effectively in Black Swan. I'll give you that, because like you get to the end of this, and obviously she's done all of this in Perfect Blue, and like at the end, what's the older woman called?
The older one, her manager. I can't remember her name.
It's like Mima and Nina. I think she might be Nina. I don't know. Anyway,
she's Mima's manager.
She's like she's like cast off to the side, but like the main protagonist, she's completely fine, and she's still going about her life. She's successful. She drives off, and like the sort of glimmer that's been associated with like this obsession and the sort of fracture, it's in the rear view mirror, literally. And while she drives off, but meanwhile, it's sort of in Black Swan, it completely consumes her, and then eventually you assume it kills her in the end.
Yeah, Mima gets to escape because Rumi is the name of the
Rumi,
manager.
there you go.
Because, that's the thing, half of it, all of Black Swan is a story about obsession and how the industry affects you.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rumi is an interesting case as well in Perfect Blue because she's kind of cast aside. She wanted to be an idol.
Yeah.
It says she wanted to be an idol, she wanted to be an actress. She wanted to be who Mima is, really.
Yeah.
So she decides to live vicariously through it and then goes a bit nuts. The whole finale of the film happens. And that's a really interesting thing. But it's just a good commentary on it, I think. She's a good commentary. The sexualization, exploitation of women, it flips sides.
Yeah.
Because in Black Swan, it's the manager, it's the people in control of their career. Whereas in Perfect Blue, it's the fans, the obsessive, otaku fans, and the very creepy guy.
Totally. No,
you notice in that first scene of Mia performing with her idol group, all blokes in the crowd, all guys,
all creepy dudes. Yeah.
And I found that way. I was thinking, did they just forget to make women in this film?
That's just what
the industry's like.
It's intentional choice.
Like.
Yeah.
In Japan, it's the whole thing. It's nuts.
I think vibes wise, they've both got very good vibes to them.
Yeah.
Very distinct. Though.
Very distinct. I think, I don't know, I feel like it's entirely this is the thing, I think it'll depend it'll all be up to your own personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
I think another part of the reason I like Perfect Blue is because I just feel like it answers less questions and has a much more sort of mindfuck kind of thing going where I know Black Swan does that. That was another one where I was like, fuck me, I have no idea what's going on now. But the thing with Black Swan is then you do, and then you're like, oh, I know what's going on now. Where Perfect Blue, you kind of get a bit more of that, but there's still quite a lot of unanswered questions.
They keep it going for a lot longer in Perfect Blue. I think it's until that very end scene with Rumi, because you think about the chat room and how that's affecting her. It's
true that.
I love that bit. The whole bit where she's attacked by the crazy fan.
Yeah.
That bit really messed with my mind.
Well, that's it, isn't it? There's so many bits in it where you're just like, oh my God, I don't know whether this is actually happening or if this is real or
In Black Swan, you kind of obviously she starts turning into a bird. That's just not going to happen. Yeah. that's guaranteed to not be real.
Yeah. But I agree. I think Perfect Blue does the distortion of reality better, the blurred lines.
Totally.
But the only thing that I would say caught me off, whether it was real or whether it was fake, was when Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis get together.
Yeah.
After the night out, when that was oh, that never happened. I was like, really? That didn't happen?
That's the thing, though. I think it's just a bit more on the nose in Black Swan because there's a lot of moments where it's like, oh, wow, that's a total twist. And then it's like, what do you mean? That never happened? It's like, oh, that never happened. Okay. And then, you know what I mean?
Do you feel like it's pulling the rug out from you just because?
Just for the sake of it.
Exactly that. There's a lot of moments where you're just a bit like, oh, okay, right. So that never happened. So what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. And then eventually just oh, well, is there because it gets to a point where, they make it okay because they sort of by the end, they tie it all together, but there was a point in Black Swan where I was a bit like, should I really care about any of this? Because, is this happening or not? Are they just going to do that again? Are they going to pull the rug again? Yeah. But you could argue that Perfect Blue kind of does the same thing as well.
Yeah. But Perfect Blue, everything that happens is real. People get murdered. People...
that's true.
Rumi's trying to manipulate the chat room's real. All that, all the stuff's real. Whereas Black Swan is mostly turned into a bird, and that's the freaky bits.
Whereas
the freaky bits in Perfect Blue are real. Like Black Swan must be such a weird experience from an outside perspective. If you're not seeing if you're a normal person, you're not seeing her turn into a bird. You're not in her head.
That's true.
You just see her get really, really too deep into her work, and then she just dies.
Black Swan from the mom's perspective would have been quite entertaining. Yeah. I think that would just be just completely driving her mental and then dying. It's it's just. It's so strange. You're right, but you're right about the body horror though, because Black Swan has the whole thing with she has all of the itch and the fingernails and the broken toes and all. It's awful. It
is horrible.
That was really not something that I it was that's effectively unsettling, because it's it's not too far-fetched, turning into a bird. It's oh, that could happen.
It's the same level as a werewolf transformation. She doesn't there's not a puff of purple smoke and then she's a crow.
Yeah, exactly that. It's oh, that would be painful. It's a horrible grueling
transformation. Yeah. It's a good metaphor for how our mental state is. I think that's really good.
Totally.
But it doesn't blur the lines as much as Perfect Blue does.
I do think they use the music really well in Black Swan as well, which I thought was cool. Like, that's another thing that Perfect Blue doesn't do. I mean, I know it's got like J-pop songs and everything, and it's a whole different subject matter, but the whole, like you say, the fact that ballet is the constant throughout that entire film, and they use that like Swan Lake music, and it's like, I mean, you know, you could put that music over anything and it would make it seem like the most dramatic, immense thing ever. But like, it's really cool in that film, and like whenever they do it and you see her like perform, or like they sort of just use that, it's like, oh god, yeah, that would be a nightmare. Like, I'm glad I don't do ballet.
It's just automatically got horror connotations for me because of Dracula.
Yeah, because of Dracula as well. So
yes, it does. Yeah, I think the third act of Black Swan is, well, the last bit where she's performing.
Yeah,
is better than the last bit of Perfect Blue if we're going to compare them that closely.
Yeah,
because it is the culmination more so.
I thought Perfect Blue was kind of more shocking with it, because like I didn't really see the stuff with Rumi coming. Like I thought there was something odd with her, but I didn't expect it to be like completely nuts.
Yeah,
and then like literally I was lying in bed watching it. I was like, I wasn't expecting the world from it. But then like it gets to the bit where it spoilers, like the glass breaks and she falls on it and she like impales herself. I was just sat there with my mouth agape. I was like, it's horrible. What the hell's going on?
That's the difference in them. Black Swan's more body horror and turn into a crow.
It does.
But Perfect Blue's just brutal murders where people's eyes get gouged out.
Totally.
It's horrible. It's really horrible.
It's because Perfect Blue's an anime as
well.
Yeah,
because do more
probably why I prefer it slightly, because it's just slightly more badass. Like, they do that sort of like, there's a lot more like, cool shit happens, like anime shit. But even then, it is just, I think it does it more effectively, like catches you off guard, grips you, and leads you astray in less time. Like, am I right in thinking Black Swan's like a 2 hour? It's like 2 hours.
That's what I meant at the start when I said I think it does it more concisely.
Much more concise. Yeah,
yeah.
It's like exactly 90 minutes, isn't it? Perfectly.
Pretty much.
It's like pretty much an hour and a half. So it's like it does it perfectly in that clean, you know, sort of 90 minutes.
That's
doesn't
exactly
need
what
any
you want.
extra, you know.
Yeah, it's what you want from an anime film. It's what you want from.
It's what you want from any film.
Just any
really.
film. Any film wants to be 90 minutes. As long as it's over. If it's any minute over 90 minutes.
Well, I feel like it's like if your film's going on to 2 hours, 2.5 hours, you need something to like justify it. And I feel like Black Swan, if it was on its own and it was 2 hours, fine, whatever, that's fine. But like when you're basically riffing on Perfect Blue, which does basically the exact same thing, but much more in less time, it sort of becomes a little bit more egregious.
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah,
I totally agree with that. Which is another. Yeah, I mean that was. It's just. It's. This is what I mean. It's really good, but it's hard to like take it at face value when deep down you just know there is a better version out there.
It's because everyone knows. That's the thing.
Well,
if Perfect Blue was some obscure film that no one had ever heard of.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, fun fact, this takes inspiration from this. You'd sound like a proper, like... You know,
I did sound like a proper nerd.
Yeah, you sound like a proper, like, film nerd, right?
Yeah, that was it. And it was just like...
But it's so publicly known, though, now. I think now that we've all seen it, and we're like, oh, yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, apologies to you, Jake. For...
I know, I can't begin to tell you how satisfying it is.
I knew that door had a lock on it.
Yeah, no, that's what I feel like. But like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's tricky, isn't it? Because it's like, I really don't think Black Swan's a bad film, and I would probably rewatch Black Swan and still really like it.
Yeah.
But it's just so tricky because it's like, it is just like such a similar film.
It's hard because you can't say anything good about it, saying, well, Perfect Blue also does this.
I know, that's it. That's what I mean. There's only a couple of things really that it like does better, and it's not even so much it does it better, it just does it different. Yeah, like, which is why it's quite interesting, because it's like you can watch both of them and be like, and take different things away from them. But at the end of the day,
you take the same thing away from them.
You could say the same thing about anything, and I prefer Perfect Blue. So I don't know.
This is it. I was trying to defend Black Swan this whole time.
Well,
I don't know if I can.
I'm trying. I am really trying.
I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt.
I wouldn't say it needs defending, because it is a good film. It's just,
God.
Like the general sentiment we'll keep repeating is good film, but Perfect Blue does.
There's just a better version of it out there. Yeah, like that's the thing.
Animation lends itself quite well to Perfect Blue, like you said as well.
Yeah, that's it.
There are some bits where the extras are cardboard cutouts, but that is to be expected of any hand drawn anime.
But there's all of those like those really cool shots, like the bit where she sees her reflection and it's like a different, and the reflection's moving independently, and like when all of the little pictures of her start talking to her.
Yes.
Like there's like all of those little bits which are like a lot more believable in anime, I think. Like there's like, and you know, they look cool in Black Swan as well. They're suitably freaky and very much like, oh, this is like very unsettling, but it doesn't quite take you out as much, I don't think.
Yeah. The
like
incel bloke as well. I don't think you could get the point across so quickly in live action.
Yeah.
No.
Horrible.
Like
how can you find someone who looks like that?
Yeah, you would struggle.
Like, it works better because they've purposefully drawn everyone else as normal.
And
then that guy looks like
some sort of bong-eyed.
He's called out the ocean.
Yeah.
Like
it's missing link.
Yeah.
That's it though, isn't it? It just lends itself well, I think.
Really well, the animation, the blood, the gore, the bits as well where it blurs the lines of reality and fiction. Like in Black Swan, if at the end of Perfect Blue, where Mima's being chased by Rumi and she sees it as the better version of her skipping along, like jumping. You would not. That would not work in live action.
No, it would look stupid.
It would look stupid and terrible.
It would look really bad.
And you just can't emphasize as much in live action as you can with animation.
No,
I don't think, unless
that's
you're really good at camera work. Because in animation, you can literally draw what you want.
You can
make a camera angle from scratch
and make it. Yeah, exactly. You could just make it happen. Where like you're a bit more limited with. Like, yeah, it's still, I mean, it's like, Black Swan's a good looking film. It's shot very well. And like, you know, it's good.
It's good, but Perfect Blue's better.
No, I'm like totally.
I think that's just sort of like, I think that's a general sentiment to end on.
Yeah. Viewers skip to this timestamp in the episode, you'll get the point.
Basically.
Aronofsky in another one of his films as well, I can't remember which one it is. There's a bit in Perfect Blue where she's in the bath and just screams.
That's in Black Swan, isn't it?
No, not in Black Swan. It's in another one. It's in a different film.
Are you sure?
It's in a different film of his, shot for shot.
I'm almost certain that happens in Black Swan. Because there's a bit in Black Swan where she's in the bath and then like her back starts going all itchy again and she's like freaking, she's tweaking.
But like, you know, the bit, well, it's quite simple in, that shot's there, but like.
That shot is there.
The shot of being in the bath is there, but she starts turning.
Oh, the one where she's, right.
But she's sat in the bath, head in the water,
and she starts screaming, which happens.
Then it cuts. That exact thing, bit for bit, is in another one of Aronofsky's films.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Like, it's literally shot for shot.
Don't get me started on Satoshi Kon's Paprika and how much Christopher Nolan stole from that for Inception.
I am fine to shoot Nolan down at any point I can.
Oh, well, I mean,
topic for another day.
That'll be a whole other episode.
We'll do another one of these with Paprika and Inception.
Satoshi Kon deserves the credit, man. I mean, his films are brilliant, and Paprika is another really, really good one that's basically they just nick the plot of it for Inception. And they just make a sourceless live-action Hollywood version of the same film.
It's Requiem for a Dream. That's what it is.
Oh, was that an Aronofsky film?
I didn't know that either.
I was not aware
that's in that, yeah.
No wonder I've never watched any of this guy's films. They're all just like really harrowing, depressing, like...
Well, Cold Steeling's alright, I just saw that.
Oh, well, that's
it's
true.
Fine.
I said alright.
Yeah, I might go see that. But
yeah, go see that, yeah.
Anyway,
back to the episode.
Yeah, so point is, a lot of that stuff was lifted. But like I say, that's not a criticism I can level at just Aronofsky, because like I say,
everyone's done that.
Nolan did the same thing. I mean, you know, I love The Matrix, but a lot of the cool parts of that were taken from some cool anime, you know, like there's a lot of things where it's like, but it's that difference between homage and pastiche versus just, ooh, I thought that was cool, so I'm going to make that. Cool. I'm going to make that again without telling anyone and win a load of Oscars, which is basically what.
If he didn't win a load of Oscars, it would have been fine.
It would have been fine. If it was like
there should be no controversy if he would.
Exactly that, because like I say, it's because it's this like really critically acclaimed like Hollywood classic of the modern age that everybody loves. But like I say, if it was a Netflix film called
Black Swan, not Black
Perfect
Swan,
Blue,
Perfect Blue, yeah,
it would. They wouldn't really have to change much, and people would hate it. Like they really would. So
it's just putting it in the context. If
it's the context, yeah.
I'd never heard of Perfect Blue. Like you said, you were the crazy Perfect Blue conspiracy theorist.
I was the guy who had all
Black Swan.
my board in my house with all the connections. You know that I had to make sure.
You were that. I was like, oh, Black Swan's fine. It can't be that. It can't be that much of a
it's
comparison.
So similar, man. There is so much you can compare.
I don't think in my mind though I would have compared them just if I'd seen them both. randomly. Like,
yeah.
But then someone would say, "Oh, that's a bit like Black Swan, isn't it?" Like,
and then
I'd start connecting the dots and be like, "Oh my god!"
Exactly that. Well, that's it. It's like it was really annoying because it was more annoying as well when we went to that. You know, when we were at that Comic Con and there's somebody who had done a really cool Mima cosplay, like. And she had like the blood on her face and everything. It was so cool. And I remember thinking, oh my God, that's such a cool Perfect Blue cosplay. You're all like, Perfect Blue, Perfect Blue again. And I'm like, no, so good. Anyway, but yeah, it's an interesting thing to discuss. And I think they're both very good films.
Yes, they're good in their own right.
Watch them both, make your own mind up.
Enjoy them.
Don't let me determine what you think.
But also, the elephant in the room is still an elephant in the room. And it's a very big one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You once you realize you can't really unsee it. So yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's all the mind-boggling antics we've got time for in this episode. Now we pose the question to you: what is your preference if you've seen them? If you haven't, then you should watch them. You can let us know at cineclub.podcast at sparksunderland.com.
And make sure to check out our socials at @thecineclub_podcast_spark on Instagram, at the.cineclub.podcast on TikTok, or the Cineclub Podcast on Facebook. They're all good ways to keep up with the latest podcast developments.
As always, this episode was recorded and produced by us, the Sunderland University students, as well as being edited by Emily Main. Special thanks to Steve Cannon, Barbara Sadler, and Richard Berry. Reminder that our charm singers this week have been me, Jake,
me, Rhys,
and me, Billy. This has been a Cineclub production for Spark. Thanks for listening.